So Resident Evil is my favorite game franchise. I've been playing it since I was about 5 years old. So don't get me wrong, but really, Capcom? For those of you who aren't aware, Resident Evil 8, or Resident Evil Village, as they want to call it, they say they're tired of the whole numbered title thing, even though they put the Roman numerals in the title. So I don't really know what that's about. But then again, the last numbered entry was Resident Evil 6, and they turned that logo into a giraffe getting sucked off. So I guess I can understand why they'd want to switch. But anyway, Resident Evil Village was announced back in June, and obviously they just gave us the trailer for that. And after which we were told that new information will come out in August. However, August came and went, and Capcom was like, oh no, we'll talk more about that in September during the Tokyo Game Show. So yeah, here we are, or I guess here we were at the Tokyo Game Show 2020 live event, or whatever the hell it was called. And they didn't really talk much more about it at all. I mean, they did kind of, but like, they pretty much showed the same trailer we've already seen. And if I'm correct, they showed the exact same trailer that they showed on day one of the Tokyo Game Show. The only difference here being, which really didn't matter, was that on today's event, most of it was translated to English. When I tried watching the event on Friday, or day one, I didn't last long because it was exclusively in Japanese, and I did take a Japanese 101 course, so I could understand some of it, but not enough to know what the hell was going on, or enough to keep up. So while having a live translator definitely helped, it didn't really matter. Plus, hearing multiple people talk at the same time just drove me crazy. Long story short, this event was just a complete waste of time. I ended up staying awake to watch this, and I'm kind of glad I did, because if I set an alarm, woke up at 8 a.m. on a Sunday to see what they showed us, I'd go back to sleep, but you know, just permanently this time. Granted, I was only here for Resident Evil, so maybe those of you who are fans of Monster Hunter, or Devil May Cry, or whatever else they showed, maybe you got something of value out of this, but I feel like I can safely say for those of us who are Resident Evil fans, we didn't get anything. Well, we got news on Resident Evil Infinite Darkness, but plot twist, that was already leaked on Twitter by like Netflix Portugal or something. I avoided it as much as I could because I hate leaks, but obviously I saw some of it. But yeah, I'll talk more on that in a second. But as far as the presentation as a whole, there was really no other way they could have done this. Like I said, the Netflix wherever already tweeted the Infinite Darkness trailer earlier this morning, and granted, they took it down somewhat quick, but I'd much rather see the trailer announcement be in a tweet than to sit through a 2-hour presentation of games that I mostly don't care about and information I've already known just to see a 50-second teaser trailer. But yeah, Resident Evil Infinite Darkness, it's a CGI series, pretty much the same as the other 3 films, but it's obviously not a film, it's a Netflix series. I'm not sure how many episodes it'll be, but it comes out in 2021, and it features Leon and Claire once again, with Claire looking fine as always. Well, almost always. Well, Revelations 2 lacked in Claire's appearance and made up for it in being a great game, so you know, I guess we can just call that even. But yeah, even from the leaks, people are already annoyed that Leon's in it again and not Jill. Granted, Jill was just in the RE3 remake, but again, that's a remake. The last time we saw Jill as a main character was back in Revelations 1, I believe, and that was all the way back in 2012, which was almost 9 years ago, so I can understand why people would be upset, especially considering pretty much everybody else has been in a CGI film. Leon was in all 3, Claire was in Degeneration, Ada was in Damnation, and Chris and even Rebecca was in Vendetta, which, fun fact, a Resident Evil Vendetta review was the first video I posted on this channel, at least in terms of me taking, you know, content creation seriously. It's private because it's trash and I hate it, but you know, I kept it up more so just so I can save the date for whatever reason. But yeah, I do agree seeing Jill again would be pretty nice, especially considering the RE4 remake that was leaked would obviously featured Leon as the main character. But like I said, Infinite Darkness has Claire, so that's really all that matters. I obviously hope it's good, especially considering I wasn't too big of a fan of Vendetta. But yeah, I think that's about it. Nothing new with Resident Evil Village, and we got a surprise announcement of Resident Evil Infinite Darkness, even though it was leaked beforehand. And regardless of my disappointment in this event, I'm super excited for Resident Evil Village and now Infinite Darkness. Like I said, I've been playing Resident Evil since I was like 5, and it's been my favorite franchise ever since then. So, you know, I always have high hopes and expectations for anything Resident Evil puts out, although the franchise definitely had some bumps in the road. But yeah, I'm obviously going to make videos on Resident Evil 8 as well as stream it, and I guess maybe now I can do episodic reviews or whatever of Infinite Darkness. So yeah, with that being said, subscribe with the bell if you're interested in that. Links for my Twitch and everything else will be in the description. But yeah, I'm gonna go to sleep now.